As she walked over towards the stairway that ascended to her room, which is directly above me, she had tears in her eyes and she was screaming, "I'm pissed."
She walked into the medical clinic and immediately looked at the TV, which was on Channel 9, broadcasting the breaking news, and she collapsed into the chair and started to what appeared to be hyperventilating.
How come everybody's saying you're lying? Because nobody's listening to anything that I'm saying.
My entire life has been taken from me. Everything has been taken from me.
The detectives told them bull. They got all of their information from me, yet at the same time, they're twisting stuff. They've already said they're going to pin this on me if they don't find Kaylee.
I'd like to make it stop happening, to be honest with you.
I would too.
She did break down and cry in there. We could see that she was crying. He asked for tissue. She definitely was holding her head in her hands, crying.
Looked directly into my room and said, "Help me." At that point, I really didn't know what to do. There was nothing I could do to help her.
Did she struggle at all? Or?
Of course she struggled, yes.
As they were tying her?
As they were tying her down.
Tying these leather straps, she was struggling?
Absolutely, crying and agitated.
So Casey is now strapped to this bed.
Mm-hmm.
Is she covered in anything?
Covered with a sheet.
She was
to her
covered
chest.
Up to her chest?
Mm-hmm.
Is she still
screaming, agitated, thrashing? But there's only so much movement that you can actually do when you're lying on a bed and strapped to it.
She wasn't saying words, was she? Or?
Screaming.
Now to Ellie Jostad. Ellie, wasn't it you that told me this woman couldn't possibly exist? We had it out, and I advised you at that time, everybody booked in the jail, especially on bad check. Hello?
Yep,
they're writing checks in everybody's name but their own.
Right.
Except, of course, Top Mom, who used somebody else's check and wrote her own name on it, and it worked. That's another can of worms. But this woman looks just like her mugshot, except her hair has been done, and everybody in a mugshot, their hair looks like hell. There's no way to put it other than that. So that's the only thing that's different. So I don't understand why the jail was confused that this woman existed, was housed in the jail, and was there along with Top Mom.
Right. Well, what they said at the time last week was that they didn't have a woman named Teri Thomas who was in the jail at the same time. They sent us a list of people. Sure enough, there's no Teri Thomas on it. But as Mark explained, she was there under her married name. And when they gave us a batch of mugshots, we only had access to some of those. We didn't have access to the mugshots of all the people who'd been released. So Teri Thomas's mugshot was in that batch we weren't able to look at, and we weren't able to make the connection.
Out to the line, Sheba in Illinois. Hi, Sheba.
Hi, sweetheart, and thank you for letting us see your children grow up, Nancy.
Well, thank you for praying for them.
Well, there were a lot of prayers here in my household for you and your babies. And
they've had a vaccine today. We've all been nervous wrecks. Okay. What's your question, dear?
My question is, first off, I got a question of, are Kaylee's ashes still at that funeral home? And my second little thing is, wouldn't she have to do something more than keep shouting, I'm pissed, to be put in leather straps?
Out to Natisha Lance, our producer on the story. Where are Kaylee's ashes? Natisha.
Nancy, that's something that has not been revealed to us. As far as we know, the family has possession of those ashes. We don't know if they've had any type of funeral. They haven't revealed that to us. The last thing that we heard about the family doing any type of funeral was when they were trying to get behind bars to have some type of meeting with Casey Anthony. No other conversations have been made at this point about that.
So to your knowledge, there's been no funeral and no burial of the ashes. Yes, no?
That's correct.
Let's unleash the lawyers. Joining us tonight, Susan Moss, child advocate lawyer out of New York. Veteran defense attorney Raymond Giudice, Atlanta jurisdiction. Christopher Amolch, defense attorney out of Washington, D.C. First to you, Giudice. You've tried enough felony cases. You do have to do more than scream out, I'm pissed, to get into restraints. But if your outburst of screaming and antics goes on for over an hour or so, you begin to disturb the other inmates. Yes, no?
That's absolutely correct, and the jail has the right to restrain you or to pacify you to keep you from disturbing and creating a safety problem.
Susan?
Well, I'm so pissed. What was she expecting? A slap on the wrist? If, in fact, they did strap her down to a bed, it could be foreshadowing because she's facing the death penalty.
Amolch?
Yeah, I don't think you should be shouting, I'm pissed, if she found out that the prosecution just reversed its decision to seek the death penalty. There's lots of things you should shout, I'm pissed, doesn't sound like one of them.
Take a listen to the inmate.
It really troubles me to even try to envision what was going on with her, especially after her saying, help me. I mean, I couldn't help her as she was walking up the stairs originally, and I certainly couldn't help her while she was lying on a bed, again, which I found very barbaric.
How long did you watch her for?
At least an hour.
Through your window?
Through my window. I mean, the noise, of course, dictated that I did watch. I mean, I certainly couldn't get in bed and go to sleep knowing that there was someone there. I mean, I would have watched regardless if it were Casey Anthony or anyone else, because I had watched them discipline another psychiatric patient who was acting out, per se, taking off her clothes and exposing herself.
You passed by Casey's cell, which is what number is that again?
It's Lima 22.
Lima 22. So you take a peek inside?
A long peek.
Does it have the same glass? Is it the same as yours with a glass window?
Essentially, yes. But my room was larger. Her room was a typical cell.
Which is smaller, right?
Considerably smaller.
So you peek in. What do you see?
I see that she's able to order quite a bit of commissary items. There was a lot of food products.
Like what?
Crackers and cookies, bags of candy. Based on what she looks like while she's there, they do sell cosmetics, lipstick and mascara, eyeliner, things of that nature.
These items, where do you see them? Are they on her bed? Or
they're on her bed.
They're on her bed?
On her bed, and a lot of male items.